So, they've announced it. Free Robux here. Sincerely, the zombies. That's probably a reference to Crazy Dave from Plants vs. Zombies. So, the developers have announced the Please Donate mini event drops on November the 13th, 2024 at 3 p.m. EST. So, that's 5 hours ahead. So, that'll be 8 o'clock GMT, 8 o'clock UTC. So if you know your time zones in terms of GMT plus or minus, just do it from 8 o'clock. And they've actually leaked various rewards, such as the Hasm Scout, the Please Donate Farm, and the Please Donate name tag. Now, this does suggest some sort of battle pass, but I would be hesitant to say that there is going to be a battle pass, given that there is already the Halloween battle pass. But do bear in mind that multiple seasons have been set up for Tower Defense Simulator. It's just that it's never been used before, and the only time that was meant to be used, it broke, so the update never actually happened, and they quickly ended the end of summer event, even though it was meant to extend further, and started the next season, which was the Phillips season, which they had to start because of legal obligations. If you ask me, I think the most likely outcome is that these are mission quests that you need to do. I don't know how that was going to work, given that there are already 2 mission quests that are permanent for now until next week, but I'm pretty sure the developers have thought about this, so we'll see. It also just might be rewards that you get from beating the event map, which we'll get to later. So while the Please Donate farm might be pretty obvious, it might probably be a stall or something. It actually might be a, you know, that lemonade farm skin. It might be similar to that, but the Hasm Scout, apparently it's related to this player, which is the creator of Please Donate. So yeah, I expect something like this. But then also, we have the trailer release, and I would say that the music here used in this trailer, I'm not going to play it, is probably likely the music for the game. It does seem a bit like, what was that music? A Halloween thing from one of Below Natural's previous games, but probably likely the event's music. I don't know if the lobby is going to change. I don't think it will, because we're currently in Halloween mode. It might, probably will, because the event area itself probably is the representation for the Halloween event, and the main lobby might change to be like one of those leaks that we saw beforehand from Below Natural, which was like a Please Donate lobby, but we'll see. And the person here, I assume, is the Hasm guy or geezer, and I believe that this is a God Cube fragment. You can see the zeros and ones here. They touch it and they get all of a sudden transported into Tower Defense Simulator. The tragedy of this. So as you can see here, you can see the noob enemies here. So very likely that these are going to be the theme of this event. This mini event, sorry. It's called a mini event by the developers, but I'm going to call it an event now. The event looks like one of those classic things. You know, the classic event where it just uses like Roblox animations and stuff like that. It looks like that, except the running animations here look similar to Speed. I show Speed. Yeah, you can see guest enemies as well, but then you can also see players at these stalls, and they don't seem to actually be attacking. They seem to actually be using the Roblox default emote thing, and then you can see these hacker troll things, these hot bob whatever they are enemies. Though to be fair, we don't know how much health they have. They look like they come in hordes. So Mortar, Rocketeer, Splash Damage Tower, very cool. And actually, quite honestly, I think all the towers here are the default skin. I'll check later, but yeah, they look like all default skins. So maybe you'll get a set loadout for this event. It seems likely that you'll get a set loadout for this event. I assume for a collaboration, the developers will want it to be accessible for the most amount of people, and there might be a set loadout for this event, similar to Halloween easy mode, where you get to choose your loadouts, or a range of loadouts, because I do assume that there's more than 5 towers here. So there's the Rocketeer, there's the Accelerator, Cowboy, there's the Engineer, there's the Mortar, 5. Oh, and there's the Militant and Minigunner. Yeah, I'd assume, and the Scout. So I'd assume it might be set loadouts, and you can actually see the Mercenary base here as well. So, but they're all default skins, and if this was testing, I'd assume that the testers would have access to their own skins from testing to make it look cooler, because you saw from the Halloween event that they had their own skins. So I'd assume that this is set loadouts, or there might be a hard mode where you can choose your own loadouts, but an easy mode where you can choose your own loadouts. Again, I don't know, but here actually people have thought that this looks like a Builder Skin remake, because it has the same animation. Sorry, Builder Skin, Builder Elf, Builder's Club looking geezer. Yeah, it looks similar to the Builder's Elf animation here. Similar, but this one's obviously a bit larger. It looks like it spawns enemies. It doesn't look like it spawns the breakers. The breakers seem naturally spawned, but it could spawn the breakers, you never know. But a big chunky enemy, I assume lots of health. And then it looks like there's a blimp that follows the path. You don't really see the blimp in, say, in here. So I don't know if it's part of the map or actually like a flying enemy. It might be a flying enemy. seems kind of likely it's a flying enemy, but then again, if you look up here, there's actually the blimp up there, and it looks quite far away from the action, but here it looks a lot closer to the action. So quite frankly, I don't know if it's like, say, something that gets closer and closer. Could be an event thing, could be, say, it just airdrops enemies, or it could just help you. I don't know. Also, people have said that this is a defend the center map. It's not. It looks like a spirality map where it just spirals inwards. So it'll just spiral in here. But it is a defend the center. It's kind of defend the center bit here. This yellow sand looking geyser. But it's not a defend the center map in the traditional sense where there are no paths to find. Well, there are paths to find, but you can't see the paths to find. But you can place them anywhere, including on the paths which enemies can walk on. And it looks like there's a one set path instead of 30 random, well, 30 generated paths by the game. And it doesn't look like there's an infinite mode, but it also does look like this is a dual lane map, because as you can see, the enemies are being spawned here, but the enemies are also being spawned here. So it looks like there are actually two paths to this map. And it looks like here, you can see more enemies here. You can see these enemies with, I think, the golden sparkle time fedora. You can see here a guy with a Dominus and the domino crown. Buildermen enemies, breaker enemies, some speedy guys, some geezers, and then you can see the noobs here. So it does seem as if splash damage towers, very, very useful. Unless these are all spawns, which these don't look all spawns. These look naturally spawning because it's really hard to split. It's really hard to spawn in enemies when it's split across two paths. In fact, you can see the two paths more clearly here. There's a spawn point here and there's a spawn point over there. Yeah, you can see the two spawn points really easily here. And you can see that the Domino Crown guys, they have Robux bags, which could be a stunning ability. And there is the guests might... These guests with hats, they're probably the default enemies, but they look larger. Could be a boss of some, could be like a mini boss of some kind. Or bloated, could be bloated. Probably very likely to be bloated actually. And in fact, even though the blimp might not be an enemy, this looks like an enemy. So it looks like there might be a flying UFO in this event, which is cool. Get your flying detection, people. But you can also see the Necromancer here. Look, Necromancer. It might be, say, Fallen Skin, like, reskin. These could all be Fallen... This could be Fallen mode, for example, and the enemies are just, like, slightly different from their counterparts. Like, this could be the Flying Sephra or whatever it is from Fallen mode. Yeah, look. Flying Sephra. Then again, it doesn't seem as if there's many enemies that could compensate for all the Fallen mode enemies. So it could just be a similar layout to Fallen mode, but with unique enemies. But the boss here, firstly, it looks like it's on the long path. The curved path, not this short path here. You can see it's based on Hazar, or I forgot his name, sorry. And it looks like it throws its axe onto the floor and does stunning abilities, I assume. And then it throws its cat, which is not very good. The cat might be a spawning thing, because it looks like enemies are targeting the cat, which, in my opinion, that's animal abuse. Not cool. Don't be like Kurtzuma. So it looks, yeah, they are enemies. It looks like there's a cat spawning ability, and it looks like there's a ability where it stuns towers with the hammer, except the gladiator can block stuns. So very cool, I guess. I don't know if this is going to be gladiator, ranger. We haven't seen them before. Maybe it is a loadout where you can choose it, but we'll see. But yeah, that's it. Please donate. Paradoxium Games. Listen. Why'd you write it like this? I have dyslexia. How am I meant to read that? I wonder if Please Donate has a trailer of its own, or it's planning anything on its own. It doesn't seem like it. I can't lie. Maybe not. I don't think that's Tower Defense Simulator rated. Yeah, you know what? It just might be a one-way transaction. You never know. And with the update of the new rewards, I guess, I don't think it will last 2 days as initially suggested here. I'd suspect it'd probably be a week, if that. Probably 2, or until the Christmas event lasts, so maybe a month. But it might be, you know, a statue. It might be its own game mode. You know, the statue in the game where you can choose pizza party and stuff like that. Could be like that. You know, here, special game modes. Could be a mission. A limited time mission. We don't know. And I think that's it. That's all everyone is saying about this. And yeah, that event will come on Wednesday, the 13th. So be prepared.